Good morning, students. Today we'll discuss projection operators. If we have a Hilbert space H and Y is a closed subspace of H, then H can be written as the direct sum of the subspace Y and its orthogonal complement. Now, because this sum is direct sum, it means every element of H can be written uniquely as a sum of elements of Y and Y complement. So, for X belonging to H, X can be written as Y plus Z. Here Y is an element of the subspace Y and Z is the element of Y complement. Because the sum is direct, so this Y is also unique for the given X belonging to H. So we can define a linear operator P from the Hilbert space H into itself by P of X is equal to Y. This P is called orthogonal projection of H onto Y. Hence, a linear operator P from H into itself, that is a projection on H if there is a closed subspace Y of H such that Y is the range of P and Y complement, that is the null space of P, and P restricted to this Y, that is identity operator on Y. Now next we show that projection of H onto Y complement is I minus P. Here I is identity operator. Now because identity of X is X for every X belonging to H, and this can further be written as Px plus Ix minus Px. So we can say that X can be written as image of X under P plus image of X under I minus P. So from here we can say that projection of H onto Y complement is I minus P. Now next we will discuss another important characterization of projection on a Hilbert space H, which is sometimes used as a definition. So the theorem is a bounded linear operator P from the Hilbert space H into H itself, that is a projection if and only if P is self-adjoint and idempotent. Idempotent means P square is same as P. So firstly, let us suppose that P is a projection on the Hilbert space H, and let us take Y is the range of the projection P. Now we claim that P is idempotent. To show that P is idempotent, we show that P square is same as P. Now let us consider for X belonging to the Hilbert space H, P square X. Now P square of X can be written as P of X. Now P of X, that is denoted by Y, which is an element of subspace Y. So we can write P square X is equal to image of Y under P. Now image of Y under P, that is same as Y. So and Y is P of X. So we get for every X belonging to H, image of X under P square is same as image of X under P. So we can say that P square is same as P. So this proves that P is idempotent. Now next we claim that P is self-adjoint. We are to show that the adjoint of P is equal to P. In order to prove this, let us consider x1 written as y1 plus z1 and x2 written as y2 plus z2. Here y1 and y2, they belongs to the subspace Y, and z1 and z2 belongs to orthogonal complement of Y. Now because Y is orthogonal to its complement, so we can say that inner product of elements of Y with elements of Y complement, that will be 0. y1 is element of y and z2 is element of y complement. So inner product of y1 with z2, that will be 0. In the same way, inner product of y2 with z1, that is also 0. Now let us consider the inner product of image of x1 under p with x2. Now image of x1 under p, that is y1, and x2 is written as y2 plus z2, and by using the property of linearity of inner product, this can further be written as inner product of y1 with y2 plus inner product of y1 with z2. Now inner product of y1 with z2, that is 0. So this will become inner product of y1 with y2. Now this can further be written as inner product of y1 with y2 plus inner product of z1 with y2, because this term is 0. So if we add 0 here in this expression, that can be written in this form. Now again, by using the property of linearity of the inner product, this term can further be written as inner product of y1 plus z1 with y2. Now inner product of y1 plus z1 with y2 can be written in this form, because y1 plus z1, that is x1, and y2 is image of x2 under p. So this becomes inner product of x1 with px2. Now this can further be written as inner product of p star x1 with x2. So we have proved inner product of px1 with x2 is same as inner product of p star x1 with x2. So we can say that p is equal to its adjoint. So we can say that p is self-adjoint. So this proves the first part of the theorem. Now we'll do the converse part. Conversely, we are given that p operator from H into H, that is self-adjoint as well as idempotent. Now because p is idempotent, so p square is equal to p, and also p is self-adjoint, so adjoint of p is same as p. Now we claim that p is projection on H. Let us denote y with the range of p. Now for every x belonging to the Hilbert space H, x can be written as px plus I minus p into x. Now we claim that the range of H is orthogonal to I minus p of H. In order to prove this, let us take an element from here, which is image of x under p, and let us find its inner product with I minus p of v. We have to show that this inner product is 0. So that will prove that p of h is orthogonal to the image of h under I minus p. So let us consider this inner product of px with I minus p of v. Now we can write this as, by taking p in the second argument, that will become adjoint of p. So this can further be written as inner product of x with p star I minus p of v. Now because p is self-adjoint, so p star is same as p. So this can further be written as inner product of x with p into I minus p of v. This can further be written as inner product of x with pv minus p square v. Now because p is idempotent, so p square is same as p. So this will become inner product of x with pv minus pv, and that will be 0. So we have proved that p of h is orthogonal to I minus p of h. Now next we claim that y is the null space of operator I minus p. It means we are to show that y is equal to null space of I minus p. For this we show that y is contained in null space of I minus p, and null space of I minus p is contained in y. So firstly we will show that y is contained in null space of I minus p. So let us take an element from y, that is of the type image of x under p. So let us take element px from the subspace y, and we are to show that this element belongs to null space of I minus P. Now this will belong to null space of I minus P if its image under I minus P operator, that will be 0. So let us find the image of Px under I minus P. Now this can further be written as Px minus P square x. Now because P is idempotent, so P square is same as P. So this will become Px minus Px, that will be 0. So we get this condition that y is contained in null space of I minus P. Now we prove the converse. Conversely, prove that null space of I minus P is contained in y. For this, let us take an element x belonging to null space of I minus P. Now because x belongs to null space of I minus P, so by definition the image of x under the operator I minus P, that will be 0. So from here we get x is equal to P of x, and P of x belongs to y. So we have proved null space of I minus P is contained in y. Now combining these two, we can say that y is null space of I minus P. Now it remains to prove that P restricted to y, that is identity operator. Now to prove this, now because y is equal to P of x, if we consider image of y under P, that can be written as, by putting the value of y from here, this will become P square x. Now P square is same as P, so this will become Px, and P of x, that is y. So we get the image of y under P is same as y. So this proves that P restricted to y, that is identity operator. So by definition we can say that P is projection on H. So this was one of the characterizations of projection on a Hilbert space.